Hey everybody, how we doing this evening? We are getting started today. We are not showing our game. That is not great. Okay, there we go. Interesting. I don't know what that was, but we got there. Um, Welcome everybody to the stream tonight. The stream was going to be structured a little bit differently tonight because I was planning on taking a look at the Crimson Vow spoilers this evening. However, despite my best efforts for about the last 45 minutes or so, I have not been able to figure out how to get a scene to show me the cards either in the website or by downloading the individual images and trying to get them to show up. For some reason, um, that is eluding me. I'm still playing around with scenes and trying to figure out how they work. Um, the issue with the website was it would not just allow me to, for some reason I can't do a scene that just shares a screen, whatever's on that screen, or at least I haven't figured out how to do that. So I can put in the URL for the website, but then I cannot scroll up or scroll down. It's just, as much of the website fits on the screen at one time, or at least that I could figure out how to do. So that didn't work. And I tried to download the images and I saved them in just about every format I could think of. And they were not displaying in the scene properly. So I'll continue to play with that off stream, and if we get it working, then I might start doing those. I did look at the spoilers this afternoon at around 12:30, and so or maybe closer to 1. So the wizard's mechanic reveal and all that was out, and some of the other content related spoilers were out as well. So I have seen some of the cards. To be honest, I was a little underwhelmed, but that could just be my expectation, and or those cards just not really doing it for me. It's also possible that I just kind of gave them a cursory glance on my phone. I might think better of them when I go back and revisit them at some point. So that's kind of my take on the ones I've seen so far. I have not looked at the ones that have come out since then. I was kind of hoping to do that as we streamed together tonight, but that did not happen. So we are just going to jump into some games. I think we'll just play some games, and then maybe before I go to bed, I'll just take a look at the spoilers on my own. Before we get into the game, we're going to go ahead and re-roll one of these quests, since we do want to finish a quest today, so we make sure we have room for tomorrow's quest. I am going to leave this attack with 30 creatures because we will definitely finish that one tonight. I think... When did we cast red or black spells? When did we do that? I don't even... Oh, you know what? That's from when we played Old Sticky Fingers yesterday. That's fair. Okay, well, since this one started, I can finish that at my leisure, but it won't be something I will do just automatically playing the games with mono green. So we'll keep that in its partial completion. So if we need to complete a quest, we will have one that at least won't take us as long. So we'll re-roll the blue-black spells. Kill 15 of your opponent's creatures. Okay, so unfortunately we will also finish that one probably tonight as well. So missing out on the opportunity to re-roll that one into a 750, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and jump in. I'm not going to do any more than just putting the deck list on the screen for a few minutes tonight. I still have not made the dedicated deck list video or gone back and found and clipped somewhere else where I did a pretty in-depth job of that. But it's on the to-do list. So for tonight, I'm just going to throw the deck list up there real quick. That way you can, kind of get an idea of what we're playing with. Oh, it's in this view. Okay. We'll just switch that back. There we go. So I'll let you take that in for a minute. And once we've kind of done that, we'll go ahead and get going. I'm super excited. I did one of the things I did work on since yesterday was the follower goal, and we were at 3 of 6 when we started the stream yesterday, and we got 2 followers last night. So thank you to my new followers. Maybe I'll see some of you show up again tonight. And maybe we'll get 1 more follower tonight and finish that goal off and start a new one. I don't really know what I'm going to do when I meet these follower goals. For right now, I'm just going to say thank you. But, I am open to suggestions for things. What do other streamers do? I'm not 100% sure. So, a lot of large streamers, they often have a very established viewership, and I don't see a lot of them doing follower goals, or if I do, I don't see them making a big fanfare about them. But I would imagine for us smaller streamers, it's a pretty big deal. 1 additional sub is quite a lot more comparatively to my total pool of subs than it is for a larger viewer. So I'd like to show my appreciation, and I'm open for suggestions on how I could do that. I have a lot of plans for things to do with the stream, and I'm just kind of putting the time in when I can and trying to balance, doing all the cool stuff but never having time to actually stream games, and then, streaming games but never kind of moving forward with any of the ideas for the stream. So I'd be happy to hear from you guys what you think about possible ideas for, meeting these goals and kind of continuing to grow the stream. Anyways, hopefully that was long enough for you guys to get a good look at the deck list. We're going to go ahead and jump into a game. I wish if you edited while you were in the deck submission screen, you didn't have to go back in to select the deck. I would like to edit the deck and then select the deck, not edit the deck and then decide whether or not I want to choose a deck again. That just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. Clearly, I don't think I'd be entering into an event, editing a deck, and then choosing a different deck. Why would I do that? Anyways, small annoyances, right? Small annoyances. First world problems, as we say. For anybody that's watching tonight, what was your impression of the Crimson Vow spoilers? I am excited to see that, they did confirm werewolves were coming back. I just assumed that they would be, but it's entirely possible Wizards, would have had other ideas and decided to move in a different direction and not have them. So, super hopeful that we will get 1 to 2 more good Gruul color werewolves that will maybe allow us to revisit the werewolves deck and see if we can build on some of those cards from Midnight Hunt. Hand seems great. The 6-drop is obviously not ideal. Our opponent is mulliganing and leading on a Field of Ruin. Now this means one of 2 things. Either they kept a speculative hand and are hoping it gets there, or they kept a very land-heavy hand and because of that feel like and maybe not a very color-intensive hand or deck, and they feel like they don't want to give away any information as to what colors they're playing. It doesn't matter to me. I'm never not leading on Snow-Covered Forest here, so we will just see how it plays out. Okay, so Field of Ruin with a non-snow swamp. I don't know yet. If I had to guess, red-black, just kill everything, including your lands. Apparently, I don't know. Just guessing. Okay. Obviously bummed to see Plains into Spellbinder here. This could be very similar to a deck we played against the other day that, for all intents and purposes, splashed black, but we never saw a black card out of them, and they just beat us down just like a mono-white deck would. We have mentioned before that I'm not really sure what the snow is normally in the mono-white deck for, so I'm not surprised to see non-snow Plains. I don't know what the heck the Field of Ruin is doing, though, in this particular deck. But he has not shown much aggression. The Elite Spellbinder could just be more of a mid-rangey card in this particular deck. So, unclear. I'm going to go ahead and attack. I will trade but I would be happy to trade, quite honestly. But no sense in holding this back. He'll just fly over me, and I'll have wasted my 3/3. So we are going to play the tracker this turn. Next turn, we can, of course, play the Rangers class and level, so we're not missing out on a counter if we want it, and if we, don't find anything better to do next turn. Definitely want to go ahead and get the Faceless Haven in play too, so he is online to attack if I ever feel like that's the best thing to be doing. Vanishing Verse. So, okay, black-white kill all the things. I was possibly close in my guesstimation. Honestly, if it is like a black-white or control deck that's kind of just kill all the things and then beat down, I would honestly, think that they could find a better win condition than Elite Spellbinder, or better disruptive creature maybe than Elite Spellbinder in a different color. So we'll be interested to see what white spells and or black, just what spells they play and how well we think that they're utilizing the color combination for what they're trying to do. I can get in for 8 here, or I can play the Rangers class and get in for 5. I think I want to play the... Actually, I think I want to attack with the Haven. I want to get my damage in while I can and force them to do things. And especially, I want to get damage in with the Haven while he cannot activate the Field of Ruin. So... okay. I do not know. I do not know what is going on. His mana is perfect with his mulligan to 6, basic of each color. Unless, of course, he's 4 to 5 colors and he's missing an island and or a forest. That could be a thing. He has his mana up this turn, so I'm not interested in attacking with the Haven. I think we're pretty incentivized just to use the Wrenn this turn. So let's go ahead and just attack with the tracker. I will once again trade. He's on the back foot, but that's okay. He can trade for this anytime he wants, but I cannot trade for it anytime I want. So if I ever get into a position where I'm behind, I would rather the flyer be off the board, even if it is at the cost of a good ground pounder. That's kind of my thoughts. Maybe you guys think differently. If you do, let me know. But I think not attacking here is just... I don't know, not what we should be doing. Also frees me up to sack the clue. Ooh, now he could be going to get a blue here and, hit me with a Jawari Disruption or something. I would be super intrigued if he did. I think he's just doing this because I've tapped all my mana this turn, yeah. And he might have a burn spell to finish off the Wrenn once I make the token. But I think that is completely okay, especially since he's not blue. I don't think he's going to be bouncing my tokens, so it will take a certain type of removal spell. It's not very weak to red-based removal. Obviously, the black-white removal spells, a lot of them hit it. They have the Vanishing Verse. They have the Faded Absence. Faithful Absence. Yeah, Fading Hope, Faithful Absence, I think. Rip Apart. Okay. Yep, he did have the burn to finish off the Wrenn. That's obviously fine. We have a backup Wrenn. We're going to go ahead and attack for 6. Or do we attack for 7? I really kind of want to play a Tovolar, but I am a little bit worried about some sort of mass removal. So maybe we just play and pump the Rangers class and attack for 7. Force him to deal with the token, and at that point, if he taps down low, we'll decide to either play another Wrenn or Tovolar, or just level up the Rangers class. That might be a little loose, but I think it's what I'm going to do. So let me know in chat. What do you guys think about that? Would you have played the Huntmaster here? It's weird. I like to talk to chat as if eventually there'll be enough people to answer me on a regular basis. We have had nights where we've had some very active participants in chat, and I really appreciate that. On other nights, I'm just going to kind of be asking chat a lot of questions that y'all aren't going to answer because you're just not there that night. But, it still feels weird to... I'm obviously not going to ask YouTube. I might ask YouTube one or two questions a night. I have gotten some views on my YouTube videos. Pretty excited about that, but nobody's left me a comment yet. If you're watching this YouTube video, just Just this once. Give me a comment so I know you're out there and paying attention. But yeah, so I'm obviously not going to ask YouTube to answer every question that that I ask chat to, but light up the night, okay, and leaving the 4/4 back to block, okay. I accept all of these things. I am going to crack the clue end of turn. Love the chump black and gold span dragon. For a second, I thought he was going to attack, and I was like, what 2-mana spell is he going to utilize to kill the 7/7? But no, I think he's pretty interested in just chumping. Honestly, I think at this point, I'm a little concerned. He is playing white, so he can answer a Ranger's Class. I'm just going to attack, and honestly, because the 7/7 will still be lethal once he chump blocks, I'm just going to level up Ranger's Class and play the Tracker if there's nothing good on top. Chumpy, chumpy. Alright. Nothing on top, so we play the Tracker. Get into the clue. That'll allow us to clear the top on a later turn, and it presents 2 lethal attackers. He will either sweep the board. That's not good enough. Yeah, not good enough. Good game, sir. Oh, he's attacking. Well, once he attacks, he can just die. Okay, good game, sir. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting deck. I am not 100% sure about everything that was going on there. Do not know if it was a brew or if it was a player just starting out like me. I'm not sure. The lands, it's kind of weird. Anytime I see lands that are purchasable, I assume that the player has been around longer than me because they have the spare gold to purchase the what do you guys call them again? I forget. The enhancements or whatever they're called. But then again, that's more important to some people than it is to me. If people choose to, you know, buy in and be a pay-per-play player, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. And if you decide that you have the, you know, the means and the want to buy the lands, if that's more important to you than any additional cards you could get for that gold, then, or I guess for the gems, it's not gold if you're putting money in, then that's okay too. So what's the rule, chat? The rule is, well, I shouldn't ask you and then not give you a chance to answer, but since there's only one of you here, I'll give you a hint. The rule is we're trying real hard not to keep any hands without 2 drops, and this one definitely qualifies. If I'm up against mono white and I don't play anything till the Tracker on turn 3, I'm pretty sure we just lose that game. This is a much better hand. I think we're putting back second Tracker. I'm interested in keeping the Brawl because it's so good at catching up, or I guess stabilizing in the mono green or the mono white matchup. And hopefully we draw more stuff to do with our mana. White Gavany Trapper. Non-snow, but once again, that does not mean that they're not the aggressive, slanted white weenie deck. I'm a little bit intrigued by the Trapper. It doesn't attack on its own, and it takes 2 mana to tap something down. It does not seem like an overly aggressive card, so that gives us hope. Tilda. Okay, so I'm assuming Trapper is a human, and he's all in on the humans kind of thing. This was another card. It doesn't show up often, but it felt so bad to play against this card with the Werewolves deck. It wasn't unbeatable. It's still just one card, and you can go around it, but usually they're doing other things to accrue board presence because they can also use that board presence to, you know, quickly pump out the +1/+1 counter on all your creatures' ability, and that's very synergistic. So I'm not happy to see that, but we do have the class, and it's only protection from werewolves, so it does not get protected from regular wolves, and that is nice. Let's see if they know that. Augur of Autumn, that's a good one. It's a good one. They've already got Coven as well. So the Trapper is very good at Coven. I will say that. Okay, so if we don't kill, I mean, we kind of just want to kill both their things, right? I'm pretty incentivized just to kill both the things. I don't really want to give them next turn with that because they will be able to hit 6 mana. Well, possibly. Well, actually, no, they can. It's 6 mana plus a tap. I also am not interested in them playing stuff. Like, this is like a... I mean, it's like a Ranger's class, right? I don't like them having a Ranger's class. Mine's still got 6 mana before it gets to do cool stuff. I think we're going to take a turn off and just kill the things here. Maybe we actually just kill one and then pump up the Ranger's class. I like that. I'm not worried about this, especially now that we've killed one creature. So let's do that. Okay. And then next turn we can play a 3-drop and then another Brawl. Continue to apply pressure. Rite of Harmony. Boy, this is a brew, isn't it? Okay. I mean, yeah. Going off, man. Going off. I respect this. Kind of makes me wish I'd have killed the Dawnhart Prime, but c'est la vie. So, I would love to be able to kill the Luminarch Aspirant here. However, I think that would be a mistake. I think we have to kill this Dawnhart Prime. Unfortunately, it's a legendary, so if he has a second spell rotting in his hand, he can just replay it. Also, it is unfortunate that all the other creatures, if he plays a second one, all his other creatures will already be not summoning sick and ready to tap for a ton of more mana. But nothing we can really do about that. I like the Vigilance on the Tracker, but I like the Trample on the Troll. I'm not sure which one is better here. I think I'm pretty ahead in the race, so I think the Trampler is better. So that's what we're going to go with. But let me know in chat, what do you guys think? What do you think is better there, the Tracker or the Troll? And they had the second one. That is unfortunate for us. I don't think they can afford to flash us back this turn. They would only have 1 additional mana. So next turn will be a bad turn for us if we don't have them pretty darn close to dead by then. He decided to go for it this turn. I'm not sure that that's correct. I mean, this is basically 1 mana cycle a card at this point. I accept that. I think that is not going to be enough. They only have 1 untapped blocker this turn. I am just going to have a Wrenn to follow up with. I'm not interested in my Rangers class because I still have things to do in my hand, and this is not a matchup that I want to go much longer against. I would like to finish this as fast as possible. So the Wrenn is the thing in my hand that allows me to do that most quickly. If they attack into Wrenn, I will eat something with the Tree Folk and be happy to have traded you know, any creature he wants to tap to try and pressure the Wrenn. It's just 1 less creature he has to block with, and I'm very happy with that right now. So he can feel free to attack the Wrenn with anything he wants to. Double Augur. So was that off the top? I hate that you can't tell. Once he does it, you can't really tell where he did it from. And I wasn't keeping track of his cards in hand. I should be better at paying attention to that, but I did not notice. So it's possible he got 1 free card off the first Augur and got the second one into play. He's going to have to start chump blocking though pretty soon. If we draw a land, we can make the Tree Folk lethal. The Old Growth Troll is what we're going to continue to pump though, I'm pretty sure, just because of the trample. He's continuing to tap creatures. Okay, that was also off the top because he still has 2 cards in hand. So that is good. Second Wrenn. Okay, I don't think I'm interested in playing the second Wrenn this turn. He's going to have to trump block a few things, and I'm interested in just going up so I hit a land and make the Tree Folk lethal. And and then next turn we can minus, kill it off, and play the other Wrenn. I think that's what we want to do. So this turn we will go up, find a land, probably just play the tracker. Oh, we did not hit any land. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, that was not what we planned. So, not the best thing in the world, but I think we'll be okay. He can obviously double block one thing. Actually, no, he can't. Well, he could double block the Trampler and trade it with one thing. Yep, and that's probably a pretty good play for him. Maybe I should have put the counter elsewhere. I guess we're interested in getting one of the augers off the table. We now have 2 lethal attackers. So now we can play the tracker, and instead of cracking the clue, we can also make the troll at end of turn. However, that would mean we'd have to draw a land to make the second Wrenn. But we'll just see what happens. We'll decide about that when we get there. I am really interested in the trample of the troll, so that's probably what we're gonna do. Okay, played a land off the top. Off the tippy top. He's got a ton of mana. Ton of mana. Oh boy. Oh, we might be in trouble, folks. Okay. We might be in trouble. I'm not happy with him having the second right there. I'm also not happy with him having 3 Luminarch assailant or aspirants. Yeah. He has to play a balancing game though with how many things he taps for mana, as opposed to just to draw a card. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Boy, this deck is doing things. I respect it. I respect OP. Oh, I didn't realize it was on me. Okay, going to combat. So he's done doing the Birkin things. I like it. I like it. He is making this pack leader big enough to be threatening to all of my non-treefolk creatures. Actually, he's making it threatening enough to be a threat to my treefolk as well if I don't hit a land. Which kind of makes me not want to crack. But if I crack, he's got to chump block with 3 things. I mean, he eats 1 thing, but I eat 3 of his things? Whoa! Whoa! He draws a card? I don't care. I guess maybe he's just trying to go deeper with Autumn, but yeah, okay, whatever. Draw your card. I mean, he can't tap any more creatures this turn. He's just gonna die, right? Okay. I'm not blocking. No blocks. Wrenn down. Fair enough. I have a second one. I don't know. We might be losing this game. We're making the troll. We didn't draw a land, but it is a card we can play, and it is a good one. I think it's better than leveling up the Rangers class to level 3. We're once again putting the counter on the troll, and this time it's okay. Like, that would mean that he can't just double block with the Sentinel and the Augur. And, I mean, he can still, I can kill one and it'll bounce with the second, but he won't kill the troll in that case. So, that's what we're doing. Oops, no. You attack. Yeah, I want you to get the counter. That's what we want. Good game, sir. Alright. Man, I like the opponent's deck. I'm a sucker for decks like that. like I've said before, it's all in on a theme, and it just tries. It's a min-max deck, right? You're giving up having outs to all the things. You know, you're not playing around sweepers necessarily, unless you can just, you know, have enough left in the tank with the ritual to draw you out of it with a big turn or an augur or something like that. But you're probably not playing a lot of removal for opponent stuff. You're just hoping that your thing is more powerful. you're probably not running, artifact, enchantment removal. You're just hoping that none of that matters. And you just do your thing, and they do their thing, and hopefully your thing does the coolness. The cool thing. Hopefully your thing is the cooler thing. I don't know. Does anybody have a deck list for that kind of style of deck? I could probably piece something together. My card availability probably wouldn't allow me to play it anyways, but it's definitely a fun one to take a look at and see how close we are to building something like that. I have at least one of those rituals that I picked up in the draft somewhere down the line. I don't know if we opened any other ones. Okay, 2-drop, 3-drop, double 5-drop. I think this is still a keep. We will either hopefully draw lands or things we can play until we draw lands. The other 5-drops and 6-drops would be dead, so there are no more growths, there are 3 more Wrens, and there are 2 Huntmasters, so there's 5 dead draws in the deck. I think that is worth a keep. Snow-covered mountain. I'm assuming that this is it turns, probably? I think we still lead on Huntmaster here, or Pack Leader here. It does not die to play with fire, so he wastes at least 1 mana this turn, and oh, a little Gruul. Don't mind if I do. A little werewolves action. Normally, the green deck is very good against werewolves, so we are going to hope that that holds true for us today. He's in the tank. He might have a Storm Chaser and be deciding if he wants to trade it for the tracker. I'm not even sure I would block the... If he attacked with both, I'm not sure I would trade a Storm Tracker for the... Is it Storm Tracker? It's Storm something or another. The Hasty Werewolf. I'm not sure I would trade it for the tracker. I might just eat the Naturalist if he swings with both. If he only swings with one, I think that's a more difficult decision, and I probably would not trade this. Well, I don't know. I probably would not. I can always trade the next turn, and right now I'd be trading 4 damage for 3 damage. Storm Seeker, that's what it is. Let's see if he attacks with both here. He's probably thinking about the same thing I am. Do I want to attack with both here? And he does. It's interesting. He could have a post-combat red mana. So he could have the... In my Werewolves deck, I play the red snow instant as well. I am interested in making him waste another card if he has that, especially since he doesn't have a third snow land, so he cannot kill the pack leader with the red spell. If he wants to spend another spell or another card to kill off this tracker, I would be happy with that. So we're gonna block like this. If he doesn't finish off the tracker, and he does have it, Frostbite, so there we go. We traded 2 for 1 there. We keep the Storm Seeker in play, which is not great for us. The Chariot, though, is a great draw, because chances are whatever he plays next turn, either the Chariot will keep him from also attacking with the Storm Seeker, or if it's a good enough card, we can always activate the Chariot and trade, or just trade for the 2 Wolves if he has to tap down low enough to play the thing he casts. So pretty sure we're just attacking with the pack leader here. And the other option would be Ranger's Class and then level 2, but I think that is a lot worse than the Chariot here. So it is interesting. If he does not play a 4-drop, then I am probably activating the Chariot and blocking, even if that means trading the Chariot, because he has shown me that he runs instant speed red-based removal, and I'm not interested in trying to block something with both casts and getting blown out by a removal spell. So I have enough gas in my hand that I think I can close out this game if I just continue to kind of grind him out of cards as well. We have already traded 2 for 1 once. So, okay, so he has a green up in this case. He taps probably incorrectly, unless he has a brawl and is going to do it pre-combat. That would be obviously a reason to do that. But we'll see. We'll see what he does. Yeah, he's got the brawl. Okay, so clearly that was not a mistake. It was just correct. He is going to get to attack with the pack leader. I'm probably just going, or the Dire Overlord. I am just going to let him draw the card since the, what? That was clearly a mistake. I mean, there's just no way that wasn't a mistake. I'm so confused. Okay. He could have gotten a free card. Maybe he didn't realize that since he had the 3, it was indestructible that turn. I mean, I was not chump blocking. Maybe it just feels like he needs blockers too. I do not know. Didn't draw lands, so hand is kind of mopey. Even if I play Ranger's class and level it up to level 2, the Chariot will trade with one of the cards if he double blocks and not be able to kill both. That is unfortunate. However, I do kind of want to get this Tovolar off the board. And we don't have a better play. So that is what we're going to do. It is not worth playing the Lotus Cobra and having it in play for next turn, because that would ramp us to 6 mana, and we don't have anything to do with 6 mana anyways, so that's not on the radar either. Despite the fact that I'm not going to attack with the cats, I am going to tap the wolf and a cat instead of both cats. That allows me to chump with a cat if I need to next turn. And nope. And wolves actually matter in this deck because of the Huntmaster. I will trade with the Overlord here if given the chance. Okay, I was not. Would love to draw a land for the Unnatural Growth next turn, because, I mean, I'm interested in just getting him dead. Unnatural Growth is much better at that than Wrenn. He's going to draw some cards here. If I don't draw a land this turn, I'm going to start being in trouble. Yep, not great. I don't think I'm blocking because, well, okay, how many things do I need in order to be lethal next turn? I need 3 things. I need 3 things. So I could block with 1 thing, but that would just be a chump. If I could block with 2 things and it still be lethal next turn, I would be interested in that. Actually, it is lethal with the Ranger class, right? But that's only if he doesn't play another creature. No, I'm not blocking anything. He can draw the cards that he wants. He can play another creature. And I'm just hoping to draw a land next turn and kill him. Or if he can play enough creatures, I might not even be able to kill him. But hopefully I could at least force him to jump block and get him low enough that I could finish him off. But I might not, if I can't kill him next turn, if he plays enough things as blockers, then I don't know, I'm going to have to hold things back to block. The Unnatural Growth would make things very good blockers as well, but he would continue to draw cards. If I don't draw land, he's turned the corner and I'm pretty much dead. Yeah, so I'm dead. Unfortunate, but I think it is the truth. He could block the 3/3 wolf. He takes 6 down to 9. If I activate the Chariot, he can just block the Chariot, and that's probably all I can swing with. Let's go ahead and crack the clue. Maybe we hit a Blizzard Brawl. That would do it. Let's play to our outs. Well, that's not exactly what we wanted. Now the question is, can we just chump with enough things to survive and still have enough to attack back next turn? Probably not, but we'll give it the old college try, right? Unfortunate. So don't think we attack with anything. I'd have to tap 2 things to make 1 thing, which means... I mean, it's just more things. It's more material. I guess I should do that. It also... If he doesn't chump block, it's less things I have to get through with next turn. Okay, but he does, and I'm happy with that too. It's 1 less thing for him to attack with. So right now he can pump something for 3. He can also give the pack leader trample, but he can't do both. He's going to play 1 thing and give it haste, and probably just leave 2 mana up just to give something trample but not pump it. I think we can survive this turn, and if we survive this turn, we win on the crackback. It is going to be a complex turn to try and figure out the proper blocks. And it's possible that we don't have them. It'll depend on what creature he plays with the slasher, I think. Okay. Him having another land is good for him. But he's been drawing so many cards. I mean, he's bound to have it. If he's got Brawl and Frostbite in his deck, I'm a little surprised to see the Pathways. I couldn't find the heart to play the Pathways because it seemed like there were okay. I accept. That is 2 blockers. That is... Oh, we're getting froggy. Okay. I still think we survive this turn now. Especially since he... What's he get? He tapped wrong. Unless he's... He can't give anything trample now. Oh, okay, that has trample. So, if he has a burn spell for my blocker, that'll still only trample over for 6, not block everything else. No, I think we're fine. Unless he's got burn for the face. Oh, he's leaving back a blocker. Okay. But that means I get to not chump block with 1 additional thing, so... I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So he gets a cat as well. So let's see. To make sure I win next turn, I have to connect with... yeah, you can always block the thing that doesn't... Or that... He can always block the thing that gets the counter. So I have to connect with 3 things. I don't think I'm winning this game. Unfortunate. So the Chariot has trample, so I'm interested in putting 2 things in front of it, but I also kind of want to kill the Midnight Scourge. So maybe I just turtle up, kill some stuff. Let's take a look at what this looks like. I'd take 3, go to... No, I would take 5, go to 3. I would have only... I would only have 2 creatures left, and next turn he would have 5 attackers. Well, no, 4 attackers. He'd either tap stuff or attack with a Chariot. I'd have to point him playing the Unnatural Growth. Boy, this is gross. Yeah, I don't think this is great, but I don't even think we're going to be able to play the Unnatural Growth next turn. He still gets to draw another card off the pack leader. He does not draw one off the Chariot because it's not a werewolf. But he's out creaturing me, he's out carding me. And we are not getting there, boys. Any outs? Any outs? I don't think so. Yeah, he's always getting through with at least 2 creatures, and that's enough to kill me right now, even with nothing else. So we just say good game, and go on to the next one. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. I really do think that's a good matchup for Mono Green, but we just couldn't kill him quickly enough, and Tovolar is a hell of a Magic card. The Frostbite for him was very good. I do like that in the deck. I was playing that when I was running werewolves, and I didn't see a lot of other people doing it. I don't know if it's been adopted more regularly now because I don't see a lot of that deck, but I was very happy playing it when I was playing the deck. So kudos to opponent to having it, or for having it. And yeah, on to the next one. Okay, two 2-drops and a 6-drop. The 6-drop is kind of like a mulligan in this hand anyways, but if I was on 6 and I had 3 lands, a Ranger's Class, a Pack Leader, and a Brawl, I would keep. So the Huntmaster is just kind of free. So I think I will keep. Maybe that's not the right way to look at that, but that's the way I looked at it. So so there. I still think I'm interested in playing the Hydra. Actually, I can wait till turn 2. So I'm going to play the first Snow-Covered Forest. If it's a matchup where I think I need the turn 3 Brawl and I draw another Snowland, which I did, I would go ahead and play the second Snow-Covered Forest. However, I don't think that in this match, like what I found in Mono Green, I've said this before, but it's worth repeating, I do believe. I'm not in a huge hurry to play my Blizzard Brawls. I used to want to be the first person to Brawl, and sometimes you can just snowball over somebody by doing that, but I found that Brawl is good at any point throughout the game against Mono Green, and often, you're using it to press an advantage that may be fleeting. Maybe you just have one turn where you're ahead, and you can get some very good turns that might snowball into a win from there. So, unfortunately, we didn't draw anything else to do, so we could have played Lair on turn 3 and not wasted a mana, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and attack. I hate that oftentimes I make a decision right as the rope starts, and so I know that I'm not going to get my time extension for that cycle of turns, but c'est la vie. Whoa, okay, so not Mono Green. We are ramping. I'm assuming we're getting a... Oh, no, we got to get a basic forest. Okay, we're also learning. So I'm assuming there's also blue in this deck. The only ramp deck I've ever seen has been... Well, that's a lie. I'm lying again. The most common one I've seen is blue-green, but there is also the blue-white deck, which I would count as a ramp deck as well, I think. Okay, so he got something to kill the Ranger class. Congratulations. So we're not as interested in leveling up the Ranger's class. However, since we played the Hydra, we cannot fire up the Haven, which means we have nothing else to do with our mana, and we may as well at least get one counter on something. I guess the other option was we couldn't have fired up Haven, but we could have fired up a 2/2 Hydra. But the counter this turn, as long as the Pack Leader can attack again next turn, it'll get 2 damage in with that +1/+1 counter and make it at least as good as getting in the 2 damage from the Hydra. So that's what we did. Maybe it's just Mono Green ramp. I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine that. Yep, I'm fine with that. You get a blocker. Congratulations. I will be able to get in for 6 damage next turn and draw a card. No, I won't. Just kidding. I will get in for 4 damage and draw a card next turn. Kind of 3 damage because they'll gain a life, or they will gain a life as well. So many Havens. But that's fine. I have Huntmaster next turn. I could Brawl and get in for 9. Oh, 8, kind of. And put him to 3. He's dead to the Faceless Haven if we do that. I'm kind of into that. What am I going to Brawl in this deck? I mean, I'm assuming he plays big threats. Huntmaster can Brawl for a lot. Maybe we're not doing that. Maybe we play this a little bit slower because I'm not sure what he's doing. And if he plays a Scute Swarm, well, if he plays a Scute Swarm, he's going to do it before he plays his land. And if he plays a 6th land, the Scute Swarm is already going to be beyond my ability to contain it. So I think I am going to just Fire Up Haven this turn and not Brawl. Well, no, you know what? This thing tramples. And so I think I am incentivized just to remove the blocker. Get in with Haven and get him to 3. And then next turn, I'm hoping that I can just trample over and finish him off, despite despite whatever he's going to play. Or if he only plays one big blocker instead, then I can just Fire Up Haven and both threats are lethal. GG, opponent. There you go. Alright, so I'm super happy we got there. It took me a little while to find the right line and make the right decision, but we talked it out. We understood, I think, what our opponent's possible outs were, and we did the best that we could to try and make sure we had the best chance to win the next turn, and we ended up doing so. So, happy with that. Alright, 3-1. I have thought about doing an overlay with the record for the event. However, I don't know that it's completely necessary during the game, and in between each game you can obviously see the record, especially now that I've moved my camera up to the top of the screen. We no longer have the issue that you cannot see the losses down there. So I haven't decided to pull the trigger on that. I don't want to clutter up the screen with too many things. I'd like to keep it as minimal as possible. So let me know in chat if you think that having the record would be a benefit or a detriment. Would it take away your eye from another important part of the screen, or are you interested in knowing if you come in the middle of a game what the record is right away before the current game ends and you're able to see it? Super interested to see what you guys think, so let me know. So I don't like Sentinel in the mono green deck. I've mentioned that a couple times, and here's exactly the reason why. Because Sentinel is only in the deck to ramp you to 4 mana on turn 3 for Chariot, so you can Chariot and then Rin a turn sooner. That's kind of my opinion of what the ramp is in the deck for. That means that Sentinel is kind of a combo. You need not only Sentinel, but you also need a 2-drop. And in this case, he had Sentinel, but not 2-drop, and he just, or they just attacked for 1 damage on turn 2. And I think it's very close to making Sentinel an irrelevant card in this matchup at this point. So it's possible he plays a 3 and the next turn he ramps into Rin. So it is still possible to get some value if you play a 3-drop, but then again, you're tapping your 3-drop on turn 4 instead of attacking with it, so I don't see that as all that great anyways. I don't like that we can't attack through with the wolf, but obviously when you're on the draw in this matchup, that happens sometimes. We're happy to just play Troll here. The one thing that I don't like about Troll is it does incentivize him just to go for a turn 4 Rin if he has it, because obviously he would be able to attack through the tracker even if he misses a land drop. But I guess if he misses a land drop, he's not tapping it. The tension is off. So I think we're just playing Troll here and passing the turn. Tap land. We love to see that. He's getting in a big beat here. Now, I could double block here and ramp myself if he decides to kill the Troll. Or he could just kill it with a Blizzard Brawl. So now I'm ramping either way. He's getting in for 6. It's not what I consider great, but it's okay. In order for this ramp to actually do anything, it would mean that I would be playing Rin next turn instead of Chariot, and I don't know that I'm even interested in doing that. So, a little awkward there. Is it ever correct to play Tracker and another Rangers class this turn? Probably not. I am pretty interested in actually attacking with Chariot next turn, copying Rin's Treefolk. Yeah, if he plays a land drop next turn, he will be able to attack in and pressure the Wrenn if I play this turn. I don't know. I want to get the most out of this ramp that he's given me for as long as possible, and then I want to play everything out of my hand and either continue to use it off the Ranger's Class or just get my troll. So I think, as strange as it might seem, I am just going to play Tracker plus Ranger's Class here. I'm just going to try and use my mana every turn. Next turn I can play Chariot plus level up the second Ranger's Class. And now I can effectively get my token or my counter on this wolf as well. Oh, I thought one of them was leveled up to level 2. I forgot that I didn't do that because last turn I was not interested in attacking into the Mammoth. Oh, because I played the troll. So yeah, yeah, that's fair. Because I didn't want to waste a mana. Okay, so I don't get a counter. But oh, Toski is so good in the mirror match. Ugh. But he didn't attack though. So okay. Oh, he didn't play land, so I guess it would have traded with the tracker. I would have happily traded here. I guess it's not as bad. It's a good blocker this turn, so I guess I'm not interested in attacking this turn. I wasn't going to attack anyways, though. So honestly, I still might attack with the tracker, trade the tracker for the Mammoth, and play the Chariot. Let's level up one Ranger's Class and see what he wants to do. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I am interested in doing that. He obviously can block with the Mammoth and the Toski, and I'm just trading the tracker with the Mammoth, but that's okay, I think. I'm not interested in him hitting a land drop next turn and being able to swing with a Mammoth and me not be able to make effective blocks. I think we're ahead enough because this Toski is going to have to attack, and it's not going to do any damage because we have plenty of blockers. I have enough blockers that even if he plays another snow land to be able to attack with the Haven, I would just double block. And okay, I still think that's fine. I'm just going to be able to double block the Froghemoth, block the Toski, and he's not going to swing with the Sentinel. You have to attack the Toski. Yep. Okay. So I'm not interested in charioting. Blocking here, blocking here, blocking here. Now the question is, I want to keep the wolf if at all possible, but you know, well, I guess the Sentinel has no other creatures to tap, so he can't play anything off the Sentinel. So this is free. I don't have to give up my wolf. I can guarantee that the wolf lives here. Okay. So I do want to make sure that I leave at least 2 blockers back. He definitely has to attack with Toski, and he could get cheeky and attack with the Sentinel and trade it for a fresh card, and I don't think I'm interested in him doing that. So I think this turn it's just use both wolves to create the Chariot, play Wrenn, make a token, and then copy the token and leave 2 trolls back. Or 2 tree folk, rather. Oh, and he's had enough. Okay. And there you go. I think that Sentinel was pretty much just a dead card in his hand the entire matchup. I don't remember him ever using it to ramp. It obviously was even better than it normally would be because he was missing land drops, which means if he ever needed the extra mana, he had it, but it still did not look that great there. Obviously, it's one game. It could be... It has been very good. I have had at least one game that it's on one of the VODs. I don't remember exactly where it was. Maybe, you know, I would love to get more surgical with the highlights that I get, and hopefully one day in the near future I will be able to be at a point where I do that, because you know it is worth kind of clipping those moments where it's like, oh, this is an example of this card that I don't really like being very, very good. Maybe I need to reconsider that, or whatever. You know, there was a game where he did have the 2-drop to combo with his Sentinel. He was able to... I had a perfect curve, you know, 2-drop, 3-drop into Chariot Wrenn, but it's kind of like he stole the play from me. I was on the play, but he kind of stole it with his Sentinel by ramping over 3. He was the first one to Chariot. He was the first one to Ren. I thought I had stabilized, and then at one point, it was the one additional damage from him attacking with that Sentinel that killed off my Ren, and that was the last straw. I struggled on for a few more turns, but he just had too much of an advantage, and I lost. So in that game, it was very good. In this game, it was terrible. Both of those are probably on the upper and lower bounds of the card, and his true value is probably somewhere in the middle. So either way, we are at 4-1. We have made our money back on the draft, or on the event, so we're just going to keep going and see if we can reach that elusive 7 wins. I may have to pause in a minute. My cat's been sleeping on the chair next to me. She just got up and is wandering around. The door is closed to the back bedroom where I'm at now, so I might have to jump up at some point and let her out if she starts to whine at the door. Corpse. It's an interesting name. Well, let's see. We got Double Mammoth and Hydra, so we've got about as awkward a hand for our Blizzard Brawls as humanly possible, and our Havens, but we do not have either of those in hand at the moment, so I think it would be foolhardy to mulligan this hand that has enough mana sources and even can choose whether or not it needs a 4th mana. So I'm pretty interested in Mammoth on turn 1, Lair on turn 2, Forest on turn 3. That gets me to a pack leader and a tracker, and then I can decide if I want to play a second tracker and a Mammoth as a land on the next turn, just depending on what I've drawn in those turns leading up. So that's the game plan right now. We'll see how close we get to that, or if we have to change it up based on what our opponent does and what we draw. Don't like seeing that, obviously, and don't like seeing that even more. Out of the 3 kind of flavors of mono white that I'm familiar with, the ones with the familiars, meaning they also run apparitions and Cathars, probably, well, obviously Aspirant, they all run Aspirant. They mostly run the Spellbinder. This is by far, I think, the worst version for the mono green deck. That damn familiar is just, it's just a good magic card. Yep. The Sentinel naked on turn 2 is not as scary, so I like that more than most other things he could be doing. Honestly, though, I mean, I guess if he is 1-drop, it's probably not. I mean, he's probably not coveting next turn, but he is probably killing my best creature next turn with either Apparition or Cathar. So I guess I'm not attacking. If for some reason both my creatures live through the next turn, I will be able to draw a card next turn if I attack. I think he would trade if we attack this turn, but as funny as it sounds, I'm not interested in doing that. Like, if I knew he was going to block, I would attack. But since I don't know that, it's not worth the 3 damage that I would deal if he doesn't block, if he is then able to attack back. Now, if he can't kill the tracker, he can attack back. Well, I guess he would rather trade the Sentinel for the tracker than for the pack leader, I would assume. Yeah, I don't think we can attack. I don't know. I don't know if that's right. As I talked it out, I kind of almost convinced myself that I should attack, and then finally decided against it. I 100% do not know. What do you guys think? Would you have attacked with the pack leader there? If so, why or why not? Okay. What's taking? Probably the tracker. What do I know? What do I know? I guess he can force the Sentinel to trade with the better creature, so that if I ever kill the Cathar, I get back the 3/3 instead of the 4/3, and I don't get another clue. So that does make sense. I am surprised not to see him attack there. I honestly wish I had a Rangers class, so that I could pump this up to a 4 power thing, or a 4 toughness thing, with 5 power that would trade 2 for 1 with anything on his board right now if he tried to double block, in which case I would go ahead and start getting in. I am confident that if I swung this turn, he would block with the Sentinel. However, there's not the downside that I had with the tracker of not attacking with it. So I think I am going to attack, and so I'm going to do that before I show him what else I'm going to play. And honestly, it might depend on whether or not he blocks. If he blocks, which I think he will, I'm just going to play the second tracker. If he doesn't block, then I'm going to play the Mammoth because it represents more damage next turn. And if he doesn't block, that means he's already at 16, and I might be more interested in racing. Okay. So we're playing Mammoth. Nope, how does it land? That would be bad. Ooh, another Cathar. That is brutal. Literally. Literally. Okay. So this turn I think he has to take a tracker. Okay. I think if you weren't interested in attacking, or in blocking with the 3/3 last turn, but now you have a 3-power familiar. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. So next turn I will obviously be playing the tracker. It is worth noting that I will have 5 mana and 2 clues, meaning that I can sacrifice one of them at the end of next turn and draw a card without underpowering the trackers. And that is still probably better than playing the Chariot this turn, just to be more efficient with my mana. The Chariot is more chump blockers, but... See, I don't like the fact that if I attack... Well, honestly, he doesn't have good trades. He doesn't want to trade either of the Cathars. And yeah, I'm definitely attacking this turn with the tracker, so let's start there and see what he does. He was not interested in blocking last turn, but I mean, honestly, unless he knows he can turn on Coven, and honestly, even if he turns on Coven, I mean, I have other things to block, and there's nothing to remove, so he's not growing the familiar right now by keeping the Sentinel around. Yeah, I think I'm just playing second tracker. If he's not blocking one Vigilant 4/3, then, well, let's play another one. Maybe he won't block that one either. Who knows? I was about to say I can also force the issue this turn, or next turn, and attack with a Hydra, and force him to start chumping, because, you know, I could attack with a 4/4 Hydra, and he would be dead if he took it all. So I'm not blocking. Ah, so he wants to flip his Cathars into 3/3 First Strikers. Well, that is cheeky. Okay. Nothing I can do about it, so let's see if we can draw into a Blizzard Brawl and at least get one of them creatures back and get one of his Cathars dead. I would be interested in both of those things. I don't know what the pause is for here. Unclear. What would we like to draw off of this clue or for the turn? I think a Blizzard Brawl is obviously a good draw. 2 Blizzard Brawls would be amazing. A Pack Leader is not so much. It does allow us to play, you know, it is a 2-drop, so we can play Chariot plus Pack Leader, and there's definitely value in that. But that would be double spells, and we get wrecked by these brutes. Honestly, though, he's probably playing 2 spells on his turn. I can't imagine that those 2 cards in his hand are lands, and if even one of them is a spell, he is, you know, above 50% to be able to double spell next turn. With 5 lands, I imagine he can double spell with just about anything in his deck. That's bad. Oh, goodness. Okay. There we go. That was not great. I'm very glad it did reconnect. So I guess it is great that it reconnected. It's not as great that it seemed to be having problems. Didn't I play a land? I think that's a bug. You saw me play the Faceless Haven that turn, right? It's like it didn't recognize that. Huh. Okay. I don't know what that's about. Nice. I guess that's nice that I played a second land. I don't know. Okay. Maybe I just don't remember right. I swear we played the Haven this turn. It didn't. I don't know. I got nothing. I got literally 0 things to say about that. Okay. So he did have 1 land. Maybe he's got another land. I still wouldn't be happy to be playing against these 3/3 first strikers, but it's better than him flipping them back over and eating 2 of my things. Anytime I draw a Blizzard Brawl, that would be great. This definitely seems like it's a second spell. He would definitely hold this to see if he top deck another spell if he couldn't play this other card yet. Oh, and it's a Redain. We're going to lose this game. Normally, the longer the game goes against Mono White, the more odds you get, but this is not that draw. This is the draw where we still lose. I do not even think the Blizzard Brawls are going to be enough here. Though, honestly, I mean, he eats 2 more things, so when I kill the Cathars, I'm going to get the things back, as long as he doesn't just eat the tokens. But if he eats the tokens, I still have the trackers, and I can start attacking back through, because these will be back down to 2/2 non-first strikers. So let's see what he takes. I've been saying he should take these trackers. He's finally agreeing with me. And maybe he was right all along, because he's obviously winning this game, so maybe he was right all along. That's obviously not the draw we needed, so let's crack our clue. We missed cracking the clue at the end of the turn. That's probably not going to cost us, because, you know, none of these things are good. But I could have played the Huntmaster, so maybe that cost us dearly. It is certainly possible. Honestly, though, the fight wouldn't even be that good. If this transformed and could fight, then these would transform again, and I would not have good fights to fight with. I guess I could have fought 1 with the Haven and bought some material back. It was definitely a punt. It definitely was. I just don't think it was going to matter in this game. I don't think we can win from here. I am just going to go ahead and tell the opponent he played very well and move on to the next one. So 4 and 2, back up against the wall. This is the same spot we found ourselves in yesterday, I do believe. And I think we lost the next game, to be quite honest. But let's see if we can do better tonight. We finished our tea, so we're back to drinking water. We have not had a lot of viewers tonight. We've been sitting at 1 viewer, and I think we've only had 3 views throughout the night. So I wonder what else is going on in the world of streaming. There must be some other interesting streamers keeping their audiences captivated, and that's always a good thing too. Let's see. So Pack Leader into Cobra plus Florahedron, Cobra plus Inscription maybe. I am pretty incentivized though just to kick an Inscription. I think we're gonna keep this, but I think the game plan is a little weird because I think we are gonna. Yeah, this is not an Inscription matchup, and that's. Maybe we're just playing this Florahedron as a land, playing Pack Leader on 2, Tracker on 3, and ignoring the Cobra again. There's so many hands where that ends up being the case. The Cobra and the Florahedron are both weak to this Shambling Ghast if he can sack it next turn to the draw card spell. And I'm not interested in either of those things. So, yep, we are... We're pretty disadvantaged, I think, at the moment. And not too happy to find ourselves here. But, what are you going to do? What are we going to do? Yep, we would have had a dead Florahedron and or Cobra. Well, I guess next turn. We wouldn't have... And honestly, he might have sacked it if we had played the pack leader even without... Well, yeah, I think he definitely would have. So maybe that was worth considering. If he had the sack spell, he would have done it the turn before I played Hydra into Florahedron. But then again, what if he just plays... You know, what if he doesn't have the draw spell and he just plays a turn 3... Skull Point Merchant with the gas still in play? Then I'm very weak, right? Is this thing a first strike? No, it's just got ward. Discard a card. Would I discard a card to kill it with the brawl? It doesn't matter because I don't have... I played the Florahedron on 1, so I don't have the 3 snow mana in order to make that good. I think I would trade this for the werewolf, though. And if not, I get damages in. So that's always good too. He agrees that he doesn't want to trade. So next turn we can definitely brawl if we need to. We can actually just discard this Lotus Cobra if we want to. I think I'd rather have the 4th and 5th land in my hand than the Cobra, and I definitely am interested in kicking this inscription at some point. So that might actually be the play. So what did that do? Destroy target creature with mana value 3 or less. Okay. Alright. And then what did he do? Oh, he ate my thing when he attacked. Okay. How am I at 14? What did he do? He's... How am I at 14? He attacked for 3. Oh, this also makes me lose a life. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. I think I am biting the bullet and brawling here. I think since I drew a 6 land, though, I am just going to discard a... I'm going to play the Cobra since I don't have anything else to do with my mana. And then I'm going to discard the 6th land to kill the Trespasser. Unless he kills it instant speed in response. But then that saves me the brawl. And honestly, I would still brawl with the Cobra. Okay, I'm fine with that. He would get something with that anyways, and it doesn't blow me out. Like if he would have waited until... Oh, no, cancel. Almost forgot to play the land first. Ooh, that was close. But yeah, if he had done that in response to the brawl, I almost assuredly would have lost this game. So we can't attack with the Cobra this turn, so we lose out on the damage, but what are you going to do? I'm going to crack the clue end of his turn. I don't have the tracker in play anymore. I don't have a Ranger's class. I'm not waiting for one to crack this clue. We're pretty far behind. I don't know what that does. When it is the battlefield, the target player reveals a number of cards from their hand equal to the number of creatures in your party. You choose one of those cards and I discard it. Okay, so I will just give him the land, I guess. Is it non-land cards? Oh, okay, I'm just, yeah. Have my land, sir. There we go. Ooh, so he's got a bunch of little duders, but they line up well with the Cobra. I would like to draw a Ranger's class, I suppose. Or just another land to kick the inscription. If I kick the inscription, though, I still can't even attack into... like, I kill one of the things, it'll be a 3 toughness creature with 1 damage on it, but then when he blocks with the other thing, and then he can just kill it with the ghoul. None of this is great. So I guess what I can do, I can actually, yeah, I can do this, so... let's go net green. Oh, but then I can't kick it. I could just fight. Maybe I'm just playing Chariot this turn and saving Inscription for a later turn and just not attacking with the Cobra. I think that's probably the play. This does leave the Inscription up still, so I have the ability to do that if I need to on his turn. Tergrid. Whenever opponent sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a permanent card, you may put that card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Well, that's probably not great for us. Okay. So if he has a way to make me discard a card this turn, which he doesn't, he's tapped out. Okay, so next turn I will be killing Tergrid. That card probably has to die. So how am I killing Tergrid? That's the question, right? It has to be with the Chariot, which means I have to crew and then not attack with the Chariot that turn. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But it's what we're going to do. I'm probably not attacking with the cat. I could do it at instant speed. Yeah, maybe it's better just to attack, see if he blocks with the Tergrid, and then do it at instant speed. Then I can put the counters on the Chariot and fight the Acquisitions Expert with a cat. I think that's better. I'm just going to attack, and that way I get a cat too. Oh, baby. If he would have blocked the gas as well, at least he could have finished off the... Okay, 2+1 with counters, target player, target creature I control, target creature I don't control. Now he can make me discard the Wrenn probably. If he is a Tergrid deck, I assume that he's probably got some discard in hand perhaps. No, it's just... oh yeah, it is discard. It's not the draw card one. So the Wrenn is gone. That's sad, but... say lovey, at least he doesn't get my Wrenn because the Tergrid is gone. So that is good. I like a Faceless Haven. But I think we're just continuing to accrue advantage. I am going to accrue with the Cobra and one of the cats, and then I am going to attack with the other 2 cats. If he wants to trade a Ghast for, one of my cats, I'm fine with that. So let's go ahead and we don't have to show them this yet. So let's go ahead and accrue. You can't eat a cat, I guess, with a Faceless Haven, but that's fine. I think I'm willing to do this to start getting... okay, so he's just blocking with all the things. 4, 5... actually, he can just block with the Haven and the Ghast. He doesn't even need to block with the Disciple. So this is... he's, I guess, playing around a possible trick, but he's just giving me the Disciple for free, pretty much. So, yeah, let's put it like that, and... we'll just get in with our damages, we'll kill all the things. He does get to finish off my Cobra, I guess, now. So I guess that was a reason to do that. He then kills the Cobra, that's fine. And then we play the Haven, and in the turn. So we're both top decking, but I have a lot of power. What does this do? If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. At the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards exiled with Gissa under the battlefield under your control. They gain Decayed. Okay. So let's say next turn I attack with the Haven. He doesn't jump block. He takes 10, goes to 5, and he doesn't get anything because it's a token for the 1 cat he kills. If he trades with the Faceless Haven, I still get him for 8. The Gissa dies, so he doesn't get my Haven. No, all creature cards, so he wouldn't get the Haven anyways. Alright, I don't love drawing a land there, but I think we just press our advantage. Okay, I'm definitely fine by that. I did brick, but hopefully he will also brick. Do I have any reason to play this land? Yes, I guess, so he doesn't make me discard it, but he might. I mean, he can't play a target plus a discard spell because he doesn't have any cards in his hand, so I'm just going to let him, maybe, if he draws a discard spell, be incentivized to burn it before I draw something that... good game, sir. Okay. Oh, we drew a tracker there, so we could have played the tracker, gotten a clue, and gotten a card ahead. Obviously, if we needed to. That was a very good draw. Tracker, I gotta imagine, is a very good draw against the discard deck. Having to double check to see where the cat is. Maybe she found her way out on her own. I don't know. The door was not all the way closed. It was cracked, so she is not here with me anymore, but she's also not raising Cain over by the door, so I think we're good to go. Grotag Night Runner, a 3-mana 2/3. When it deals combat to a player, exile the top card of your library you may play at this turn. Yeah. It just seems like too many hoops to run through, right? And it's even the bad style of effect like this. If this card was worded as you can play this card until the end of your next turn, like some of the red spells or the red cards with this effect are worded, this might be totally worth it, but a lot of times you're going to have to spend mana to clear out a blocker, and then once you clear out that blocker, you will, be a lot less likely to have the mana to pay for whatever card you exile at the top of your library. So understandable that I've never seen this card before. Okay, 5 and 2. We're moving on up. Let's see if we can keep it rolling. Berserker Gang. Name sounds somewhat familiar, but I'm not 100% sure we played against Berserker Gang before. I've mentioned before, but I think it is worth repeating, or it bears repeating. That's probably, I was trying to combine two of those phrases, but one of the things I am interested in doing with the YouTube videos is actually putting, once I get to the point where I'm clipping each individual game with timestamps, is putting the name of my opponent on each timestamp. So if my opponent eventually recognizes my name and knows to find me on YouTube, they can, go and find their specific game more easily. Because obviously they don't know my record, and they wouldn't, I don't want them to have to skip through the first couple of seconds. Hopefully they just watch the whole video, but if they just want to see their game, I understand that too. I'm going to keep this just because we have Mammoth into land in the pack leader, and then after that, we just got to pray. I guess that's the more of that story. But because like I said before, I do sometimes, like if I play a streamer. I don't think I've played many streamers in Magic because I didn't play a lot of Moto, and I'm just starting to play this, and I don't know that I'd recognize everybody's stream name. And I also don't think they're playing events. I think most of them play ranked. Unfortunate that we're playing mono white again, especially with a mulligan and no 3-drop next turn. Pretty sure we're out at 5 and 3 here. But stranger things have happened, so we will continue on. But yeah, so that nope, we played the volley or the valley. Unfortunate. So our last opponent did not block when we attacked with the pack leader. Let's see if this opponent shares the same sentiment. I definitely have an inscription here, opponent. Hey, we got in the damages. We did it. We did it. Now I could just brawl the familiar this turn. That's interesting. I missed out on a damage, but if I brawled before, he probably would have blocked with a sentinel. I think I'm killing the familiar. I'm hoping to draw a Chariot next turn, you know? That's the best draw I think I can have. It allows me to turn 4 Chariot into turn 5 Wrenn. And if I do get lucky enough to draw Chariot, I'm not going to have another good chance to play that Brawl for a long, long time. So let's get it out of the hand. Let's assume that he's going to kill this pack leader with some sort of removal spell, and we just denied him a little bit of pumping of his familiar. And it looks like, of course, when I've got it, they don't got it. So hopefully this is not Redain. And there you go. Of course it's Redain. I mean, we're not going to say it's over, but it's pretty much over. Let's go ahead and attack. We'll play a tapped Faceless Haven. And end the turn. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's right to attack there because I would be interested in trading with the Sentinel, but yeah, I'm also interested in just eating the little 1/1 token. Can't do either of those things if I have it tapped though, and he has the Portal Wall, so it didn't even matter. None of this has mattered ever. So good game, opponent. Once again, I think the number of wins we get in the standard events is inversely related to the number of times we play mono white. I think we lost 2 games to mono white, and we did lose to something else, I believe. I don't think all 3 of our losses were to mono white. I honestly don't remember what the 3rd loss was to, though. It is unfortunate that I think, didn't we? Yeah, we lost to Werewolves. That's what it was. Tovolar just got a little too crazy for us to deal with. We did get to 5 wins, which means we are guaranteed at least 1 rare. Let's see if we can get lucky and either spike a 2nd one or maybe upgrade to a mythic. We cannot, but we still get our 1 rare. So let's see what we got. Rally the Ranks. As Rally the Ranks enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. I mean, it's fine, I guess. Like, spells, I mean, enchantments like this used to be very good. There was Crusade, and then there was, oh, what's the one where they made there was actually a 2-mana just pump all your dudes. I don't remember, to be quite honest with you. Or by 2 mana I mean a white and a colorless. I'm pretty sure that card exists, but I don't remember what it's called. And then there's there's various flavors of this. I think they're probably, I think this one is probably not that good because the white aggressive deck is not centered around a creature type. And if you're playing a deck that is centered around a creature type, I can't imagine what creature type that would be that's playing primarily white. Well, I guess humans. I mean, is this good in humans? I have no idea. Probably not, right? Because humans just wants to be disruptive, but, well, I don't know. Playing this on the turn that you're, it does allow you to swing for lethal unexpectedly, perhaps, but, I mean, obviously in, like, historic, well, I know in modern humans has Thalia's Lieutenant. I don't think Thalia's Lieutenant's in historic. I'm not 100% sure. Either way, I'm rambling on about this card. I don't know that this has a good home, which once again probably explains why I've not seen it before. We did get another of these warrior cards. Once again, this is something I've not looked into to see how many of these cards I own for this deck, but it does seem like it's a very fun, aggressive deck that can, it's a high variance deck. You can get nut draws that a lot of decks will struggle to keep up with, including mono green, and I can imagine mono white as well. The synergistic cards tend to have draws like that. They're just higher variance. When the draw comes together, you high roll your opponent and take down a lot of what seem like very easy wins. But when you don't draw those synergistic cards in the right order, the overall power level of your cards is much lower than the mono green or the mono white decks, and I would imagine you would just get run over on the other way on the way back. So Still think this would be a fun deck to build at some point if we ended up opening enough of the pieces. And then lastly, Bloodsky Berserker, a 2-mana 1/1, so that already sounds pretty terrible. When you cast your second spell each turn, put 2+1/+1 counters on Bloodsky Berserker, and it gains Menace until end of turn. I mean, for a 2-mana 1/1, this is honestly a very good card. The first time, like on turn 3, you play 2-drop, 1-drop, and you're attacking as a 3/3. I guess maybe the support just isn't there in black. So I've seen the second spell deck or whatever in white, obviously with Code Spell Cleric. I've seen it in green. I think it's a second spell card, the green thing that gives itself +2/+2. Is that counters? Is it till end of turn? And it also has an activated ability. I don't remember, to be fair, but those spell kinds of decks that are incentivized to play a lot of instants of sorceries and play 2 spells in a turn, etc. I've never seen one play black, so either this is just the only one of this style of card in black and it just doesn't have the depth of the effect, or it's just outclassed by possibly other cards. So I don't know. It seems solid if there were enough cards to make the deck. I mean, it's definitely a threat, but I don't know. Well, that's going to do it for me, I believe, tonight. I am going to go ahead and call it here. I think yesterday we had a lot of fun rating someone, so I think I'm going to try to do that again tonight. So I'm going to put the thanks for watching screen up. My one viewer, you have, presumably, I think the same viewer been with me all night, so you'll probably continue to wait as I find someone to raid. You'll hopefully come along with me. So yeah, I'm going to go and find somebody and see if we can do that again. So thank you all for tuning in and watching, and hopefully I will see everyone tomorrow. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I changed, was I had added the effect to this the scene transition. So we now zoom in and zoom out. So let me know what you think of the effect. There are obviously quite a few more that I might try to see what I like better, and I think this one looks pretty good though. So definitely just trying to find little things like this as I play with what the Twitch Studio Beta can do and what it can't. I have been reading some things about different types of transitions, including the stinger transitions that apparently Twitch Studio cannot do. I've seen a couple things now. This is like the second or third thing that I've been interested in that Twitch Studio can't do. The other one that comes to mind off the top of my head is Twitch Studio cannot yet be used with Twitch. What is it? The Twitch music provider, whatever that thing is called. I would have guessed that if Twitch was developing both of these things, that they would have made sure that the music, thing, whatever it's called, worked with Twitch Studio before OBS or Streamlabs, but that is apparently not the case. So, I don't know. What are you guys' opinions? Does anyone else out there actually stream with Twitch Studio? Or do I need to transition on to OBS? Now that I've kind of gotten familiar with streaming, I've done it for, over a week now. I mean, such a long time. I'm such an old hat at this now. But yeah, what does everybody think? Do I just need to transition to OBS or Streamlabs now and start getting used to that software before I delve too deep and learn, too many bad habits with what I can do on Twitch Studio that will change when and I will have to relearn how it's done with one of those other programs? Or is this something that has enough features that you think, I can continue to use this for quite some time before I end up having to switch over? I'd be interested to hear from anybody out there that has experience with Twitch Studio plus at least one other streaming software, to hear what you think about one compared to the other. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pop the thanks for watching screen back up, actually mute the mic now and stop talking, and find somebody to raid.
This is winnable.
He got me. All right, gonna try something different here. Gonna try something different. I'm gonna go to another build that I made for Historic. This is one of the first builds I made when I first started streaming. Pretty fun. It's a mono black build. It's zombies into control. So you start off being aggressive with zombies, especially this combo right here works really well. And then you eventually end the game by controlling the board with board wipes, recursion of your great low curve. Very, very good. Thoughtseize is always great. This for treasures. This is great for when they're doing that recursion where they're bringing the big spell out of the with Mix's Mastery or some other reanimator type spell. You just wait for them to target what they want to bring back, and you use this, and it just gets rid of them. And a lot of times they'll just quit the game if you nail it right. So let's try this out. It's been a while since I played this one, but I play a lot of decks that are similar. So we'll see how it goes. Let's get it done. Oh, thanks for the raid, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hopefully you guys... I'm doing good, man. How are you? I tried a build that didn't work out too good, so that kind of sucked, but hey, sometimes that happens. I'm trying to back to the 90% before I go to bed. Want to get back in the 90 percentile. Oh, absolutely, dude. Definitely part of the process sometimes. But that's why I try out. I like to try out new builds, and then if my percentage gets too close to 80, I then switch it back to one of my more favorite builds so that I can, get back. I like to be in the 90s, 90 percentage to ranked, to a numbered ranked. But usually I'm around like 95% in that range. But last couple of days I tried a Jund Treasures build, which just went absolutely nowhere. And then I started tonight with Dimir Zombies, and it went absolutely nowhere. So, kind of set me back a little bit. Kind of set me back a bit. Keep pinging, keep pinging, keep pinging. Hopefully, I can get something else. Yeah, dude, it's all about building up the collection. That's definitely a good thing to do. I highly recommend if you want to build up your collection doing draft. Draft is probably the most efficient way to build up your collection. To be honest, I'm not a huge drafter, but to be honest, that's the way to do it. So it's probably smart to just keep doing your daily quests, get 5,000 gold, do a quick draft, get 5 daily quests, do, if you're trying to not spend money. If you have the money to spend, it makes it go a lot quicker. You can either just buy like a bulk bundle of packs for 50, 45 bucks, get 50 packs or 45 packs or whatever, or just go slow and steady with the drafted. All right, we got our Spider Queen out.
You reek with to do what I demand.
Crimson Vow looks sick, dude. I cannot wait to make a historic vampire deck and a standard vampire deck. Historic, I have this great idea where I'm just gonna try to find the biggest vampires possible for the core 21 Sorin, the one that you could -3 and you just get to take any vampire card from your hand and throw it on the field. I'm like so hype over that. I was telling chat earlier, the best I've ever done in Magic the Gathering paper in real tournaments was I won 3 tournaments in one season at one of the shops I go to using that Soren build. Oh yeah, it's fucking incredible. All right, we're gonna see what he's got here. Kind of curious what he's sitting on. All right, don't like that. Definitely don't like this most of all. Get rid of that. Get rid of one of the cleansing novas. All right, can't do that this turn. All right, cleansing novas are a problem because he's gonna wipe the board. Yeah, that's one thing I like to screw around with different builds. So if you like different builds, I highly recommend you come into this stream. I'm usually on between 10 and 12, or 10 to 1 on most weekdays. It fluctuates, sometimes earlier, sometimes later. All right, we're gonna hit this. See what we got. That is fantastic. Got him. All right, easy win, easy win. Yeah, I also like to show people builds, so if they ask, I'll show them my builds, give you a rundown of what we're trying to do with it. If you're just starting out, I highly recommend there's an excellent YouTuber called Matches Malone. Oh, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. There's a great YouTube streamer called Matches Malone. I get a lot of builds from him. He's absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend him. Very cool. Appreciate the follow. Alright. This sucks to have no black mana. Everything else I love, but no black mana I can't keep. This is excellent. Put this away. Yeah, Matches Malone. I think it might be like Malone MTG on YouTube. He's very, very good. Alright, so this may be elves. Yeah, it's definitely elves. Alright. So we're 100% going to want to Thoughtseize this turn. This is going to be huge in this matchup. So what we're going to do is we're going to Thoughtseize. We're going to take away his Archdruid. Archdruid, we'll get rid of the Collected Company here. Alright, then we're going to do this, pump this guy up. Head to work. I want him to overextend his hand. And then I'll take it. then hit him with the hind. All right. I kind of want him to attack here so that I can get. So what's going to be great is this is going to be such a brutal massacre. Okay. So we're going to send the house because I know I'm going to lose everything here. Beautiful. So he didn't attack. That couldn't have gone better. 1, 2. And this is going to kill everything. Except for my dude. Got him. I love when a plan comes together. So do you stream auto? Do you stream arena? If so, what rank are you? All right. Got some removal. This is pretty good. This is very good. Even better. Oh, that's awesome, man. I appreciate it. It's a good way for each of us to kind of get some viewers because it's tough out there for smaller streamers. So I'll definitely take a look at that. That's awesome, man. I appreciate it. Pretty sick. What rank are you currently? Or are you like just kind of like platinum, like starting out, or are you an experienced Magic player? Ah, all right. So you're kind of casual then, just kind of getting into it. Have you played Paper Magic at all? I gotta send this back, unfortunately. I'd say the toughest thing is getting through platinum. Platinum, all the skills are kind of jumbled up. Then once you get to diamond, it gets a little easier just because you start seeing similar decks. And then once you get into mythic, it is like really good players, but also they're more experimental because they made it to mythic. So they're kind of just like, oh, good, I made it to mythic. Like I can chill out a little bit. So you can run into a lot of interesting, cool decks instead of just the same old shit. Whereas like platinum, you see the same thing every time. It's just a matter of how good they are at playing it. Wow, 95. You're an old dude like me, huh? You're an old dude like me. I started playing seriously around let's see, Amonkhet type era. That's when I started to actually pay attention. I'm gonna sit on that. Sit back. Right, that guy is gonna make things a little difficult. Um, I'm going to hold back on a blocker. I'm going to hold the Deadly Dispute up for the end step. I'm a huge modern legacy CEDH player. I used to play standard a lot, but not really anymore ever since the pandemic happened. Definitely kind of took me out of it. But modern is my jam. I have a nice legacy Delver deck. Cancel. Let's see if he. No, he's not attacking. All right. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna get double treasures out of this. Very good. Okay. All right. So we're gonna wipe the board. That's just the play here. We wipe the board and just get started. I have like seven modern decks or 8 modern decks. Like I really went ham with the modern. It's by far my favorite format. Do I play it safe and go up one? Can he? He can't really do much. I'm gonna risk just saving that mana. It worked. All right. So I have a huge advantage right now. I'm gonna save that so that I can make sure I get that queen out. Oh, Master Modern Horizons 2 is the best set ever made. The Ragavan and the Chain Dragon Rage Channeler just instantly took over the format. Ragavan is in my Jund deck. Izzet Delver runs Channeler and Ragavan. There was just so many amazing cards. Plus, getting all the fetches back in, like getting cheap fetches has been a godsend because it's brought down the price of all the decks. Because all these fetches that used to cost $80, $60, you can now get for 20, and I pulled a bunch of them. But modern's the jam, man. Modern is the shit. So my little my homebrew mono black build is doing pretty damn good in historic tonight. I hadn't played it in a while. That's good to see it's doing something. Kind of controlling the board here. Still have that Thoughtseize. I think now is when we Thoughtseize. See what he's holding. Wild Onslaught. Yeah, fuck that shit. See you later. Card draw. These two guys have Menace and Reach, so they're going to both get in for 4 right here. My mouse is being stupid. Get another Zambo. Boom, 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 boom. Plus, one thing on the channel that I'll promote is every once in a while when a new set comes out, I'll buy a booster box. I think I'm probably gonna do like a booster box opening on my channel when I get the opportunity. Let's see what happens here. I'm in the full driver's seat here. And I can just win right here with this. Going to sacrifice another creature, and the meat hook will kill and win the game.
Do what I demand.
All right, man. I'll check out your Discord, and like I said, most nights 10 to like 1. Come on down. Love to see you again. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Good night, man.